What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone, everyone, everyone? It is another day, another time, and another week for the Spin Award nominated Godly View. You all, I am so excited to have these ladies on with us on tonight. We got a great show for y'all tonight. We got our guest here with us tonight, and we ready to get it popping. The question is, are y'all ready? If not, y'all better get ready because my sisters are here and they ready to go. So let's go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, we're soul sisters. Together we gon' make sure that you know Jesus. Right now could be your breakthrough. Just come join with us. 'Cause the Spirit might just make you yell out, Lord Jesus. Right here on the God with you.
All right, y'all. All right, all right, all right. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got our sisters here. They're ready. And I'm out. Peace. Love y'all.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing on tonight? Listen, hey sisters, hey
Yes,
everybody. Hello, we have our sisters with us. I got our soul sisters and our lovely
yes.
on tonight, Miss Tevis. Hello, hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Hello. And so welcome our viewers, our family, our fans that will be joining us on this evening and those who will also catch us on the replay. This is your lovely soul sisters from the Godly View checking in with you all tonight for some more good content, some more good conversation and dialogue. And listen, we are pumped. I'm trying to tell you, don't blame us if y'all see extra energy flowing and just vibing on tonight because as you all know, we are coming back. This is our first show after coming back from the Spin Awards that we all did
Yes.
this past weekend in Atlanta with our crew, our ladies. We all were there working the red carpet. We were nominated for a couple of awards. And so, listen, we are excited and we've been pumped ever since. We've been pumped and just really excited and in anticipation about what God is doing in this season. And so, welcome, welcome, welcome. We thank you all, again, our fans, because it's you all who make this possible, who gives us the drive and the push to even do what we do. And so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Janine Lamb. I am a business development coach, kingdom business coach. And I'm just your roundabout entrepreneur. I love to do anything business. If it's kingdom business, it's my language and my conversation, my love language, I'll say. And so
Yes.
I love being here with my sisters because this gives us a positive space to be able to interact and to dialogue. And listen, this we've been going strong, and so I'm just excited to have another episode to see what God is doing next. And so I'm gonna pass the buck and let one of my other sisters introduce themselves, and we'll keep this party rolling.
Yes, yes, yes. We are super excited to be back after the Sin Awards. When I tell you we had a time every night, we had a time. It was so, I say, enriching, so restorative, to meet everyone for the first time, y'all. We was meeting for the first time. I've been knowing Denise for almost, I think, almost 15, maybe 10 or 15 years. And same as Daisy. And when I tell you, just being able to see them up close, personal, give them a hug, give them some love, and then our sister Jessica and her baby girl. Oh my gosh, y'all, they was twins. Yeah, we just they were twins, but it was an amazing time. I love, 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 love being able to just be around great, genuine people. There is nothing like the Godly View System. So if you're looking for something genuine, you're looking for great, positive vibes, these ladies, and anointed too. Let me add that in there. And anointed too. I am Andrea Lynette Perry. I just did my little spiel. Just had to, kind of catch y'all up on what we did. But I'm Andrea Lynette Perry. I hail from the great state of Mississippi. But today, y'all, I'm in Florida. Oh my God. The weather here is so beautiful. I am your purpose pusher, pushing you into purpose with prayer and affirmation. For this month, I will be doing prayer Monday through Friday, from about 6:30 or 7, somewhere around that time. About 7 minutes of power, where we kickstarting this 11th month with prayer and affirmations, and also a scripture. So if you would like to join me, you can join me on my page, Andrea Curry. And we have some great things going on with also my show. I do a little small plug in the beginning. I'm sorry, y'all, do a little plug. With the Real Talk, We Talk, and Super Supporters collaboration, we have our special therapist. She's going to be on with us on this Tuesday. So you can also jump on my page, or We'll Talk, We Talk Conversations, and we'll be talking with the coach right down here at the bottom. I call her coach and therapist. She all of it wrapped up in one. I told her I'm gonna have to get on her build client. I already told her, because she is an amazing therapist. And I guess she's go next, because I'm already talking about her. The Jessica.
Hello, everybody. It is your neighborhood therapist, Jessica. I am out of the state of Kentucky, and I will go ahead and co-sign everything that both Janine and Andrea said. It was a great weekend. A lot of new experiences for me. I think all of them have heard. Andrea, Daisy, and Janine have been in this kind of world before, but I had no clue, right? I had no clue what I was walking into. So, but I was so glad to have the experiences that I had. I enjoyed myself. If y'all haven't heard of the Spin Awards, I encourage y'all to go check them out next year. Support people doing things for the kingdom, because there's a lot. But yeah, again, I'm Jessica Renee, your neighborhood therapist out of the state of Kentucky. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have my sister Tevis. Me and Tevis are sorority sisters, and she's doing great things in the state of Tennessee, making sure kids are safe, helping to coach others in their business, and making sure that they're successful. And so I'm glad to have her on today, and have some great conversation as always. I'll turn it over to Daisy.
All right, guys, I want to say a disclaimer. I am traveling at the current moment. Can you all hear me clear? Okay, good. All right, so I want to go ahead and also co-sign everything that all the ladies have said so far. It was amazing meeting everyone at the Spin Awards. Janine and I have met before, but it was my first time after knowing Andrea for so long, finally meeting her and meeting Jessica through the Godly View. It was a pleasure meeting her as well. And her daughter came along. She's such a beauty. I love her.
Thank you.
And we've come. I just look forward to what's coming next, because I know that God is up to something, and he's going to do something amazing in the Godly View, and use us to continue to spread our wings and bless the God people, right? My name is Dacia Mitchell. I am the owner and founder of D-Infusion. I am your health and wellness influencer, and I am just here to serve the Lord in whatever capacity or whatever way that God can use me to be a blessing to someone else. And I am here today driving on the road so I can be amongst my fellow Godly View sisters and Tavis. Hey, honey. And that's all.
Love it. And as she just mentioned, our sister Daisy, we also have our beautiful guest on with us on today, who is going to be joining us in our conversation, in our dialogue, Miss Tevis. And so if you don't mind, beautiful, if you don't mind introducing yourself to the people, let them know a bit about you, where you're from.
All right. Well, it is definitely a pleasure for being here. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for sharing your vision, your views, what you all do. It is definitely always a blessing to sit in the space with godly women and women that look like me. So I am so thankful for each of you and this opportunity. So as you all said, my name is Tevis Haney. Originally from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I have been in Nashville, Tennessee for 11 years now. I am the CEO and founder of Savette Empowerment Coaching and Consulting. I do business professional coaching as well as life coaching for educators, for new entrepreneurs, for children, parents, families. I'm all inclusive pretty much. So consulting, training, a lot in the early child care world, but the consulting and coaching is open. And again, for a lot of people that are new business owners or wanting to open a business, I'm working with them. I do have a full-time job where I'm the director of business and operations for a nonprofit called Rapha Institute, and we work in restorative justice. So I can honestly say that both my jobs are truly hard work. So we're here to be servants, and I desire to do that and be that way. And to me, just being here, being present with the jobs that I have, I'm definitely been able to do that, being a servant for sure.
That is so awesome. I gotta jump right into me because I'm like, oh, you're doing your own business plus you're a director at a nonprofit. That is so awesome. I like to call that passion work, where you're able to do your passion and also be in a kingdom atmosphere. That's awesome. So can I ask you, what made you become the director? How long have you been in that position for the nonprofit? I know we're talking about both, but I want to kind of jump into that too, because I was like, oh,
okay, so you want me to tell you about Rapha first and then Savette, or?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Rapha first.
Okay, so Rapha came about, a beautiful, beautiful young lady. She was actually a sub for me at an early child care program that I was the assistant director at. And sometime after she left, she reached out to me and she's like, Miss Tevis, like, everybody's been saying, I just need to circle back around and talk to you. And I was like, well, what's going on? And she said, so I'm starting this venture with this program called Rapha, this nonprofit called Rapha Institute, and the program will be called Early Embrace. And with this program, I will be working with the inner city community. And I will need someone that knows early child care. And that's what you know. I got my bachelor's in elementary education, PK through 5 from Western Kentucky. So I was in the elementary school for a little while, but most of my time has been in the early child care space. And then when I pulled out of the classroom, I worked as the director of business. I worked for the Department of Human Services, where I helped assist open early child care programs. So she knew that was my background. I did that for 6 or 7 years. So she was like, and I want you to be a part of this mission with me. And I'm like, what? So of course, any new venture is kind of scary because like anything, it could not be successful, right? But we got a God mindset. We know that God is not going to put us where we don't need to be, and whatever happens, take it as a learning experience. So I had just got hired on for an adult education program, and I was like, I just took a job offer right this morning, and she's like, well, it's okay, we'll need about 9 to 12 months so we can fundraise. So about a year later, she called, or she kept in touch with me the whole time. Every month she checked in, the CEO checked in. And so that day came and they offered me the position, really no interview or anything like that. They just knew they wanted me for the job. So I stepped into that position, and we work with the inner city communities here, where we're helping women, men and women, but specifically Black women who are watching children in their home. Family, friends, and neighbor care is what we call it, right? We're helping them to be small business owners, right? We're providing them with the correct tools on how to open a child care program. We're offering them the educational tools. We have a director of pedagogy that helps with that. And then we have an early bridge builder program that helps bring it all together and connect them with different entities in the city to help with them with their needs. So that's the backhand with Rapha. That's the story about Rapha. So it's been a blessing. It's very Yeah.
That is so awesome. It sounds like God opportunities just aligned where you had just accepted an offer and they were giving you your offer for next year.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and no interview, no nothing. Oh my gosh, that is so
I was
awesome.
like, this is for me. This is for me. This is for me. And they sought
Listen,
me out. They sought me out, right? So yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's a
that
favorite.
is so awesome.
When it's for you,
Favorite.
we will find you.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
agree 100%. I agree 100%.
And Daisy, you were saying that this weekend, like you said, when God
I
was
was just
happy
saying
is for you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's
And I
right.
like that too, that it's helping because it's kind of building also that generational wealth, that we don't see a lot in Black
Yeah.
families. Because if you can, like, I know it's a lot to do childcare, like I
Mhm.
know,
Sure.
but that's something that you could pass down.
Mhm.
Well, I don't want to say I don't know that. It might be something you
It
could pass
is. It
down.
can be for
Okay.
sure. It can be for sure.
Yeah, so you could keep that going, and it's still
Mhm.
kind of like a generational thing that
For
you could
sure.
already have in place for your
For sure.
family.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the story behind Rafa. Savette Empowerment came about working from home during the pandemic. I was finishing up my second master's in organizational leadership with a certification in business professional coaching and global leadership. I was asking myself, like, what am I good at? Right? I know that I am a leader in my own right. I've always known that since I was like in middle school. But like, what am I good at? I do know education. Specifically, I know early child care, right? So with this new degree, like I knew what I wanted to do, but I knew that there were good opportunities for me to be be an entrepreneur, which is something I never desired to be because it takes a different work ethic, right? It takes a different work, and then it takes money, and marketing and all of that stuff, right? So I'm like, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, then I know you're going to lay it on me, right? So I decided to continue on, of course, start that program, finish with it, and I was like, I know what I can do with the degree and the certification, but do I really need to create my own? So I did, and I was like, well, I can train early child care educators, I can coach educators, I can do the life coaching. So I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it. So as I stepped into it and started like doing all my research on businesses and the different types of businesses, LLCs, nonprofit, for-profit, I was like, okay, I can do it. I can do this. So I just kind of did my own research, my own study, asked questions, and just moved forward with it. So initially it started July of 2020, but I really didn't launch it until January 2021 because I think I was still trying to say, Tevis, you really doing this. You are really doing this, right? So, and then I found too, when I started Rafa, I kind of was putting this on the back burner a little bit, but I was like, no, because even my CEO, those of us that have our own businesses, he encourages us to create our own like he did, right? So I was like, you really need to like dive into this and just do it. So this year I have went in strong. I mean, I've had clients, in 2021 but more now, right? Because I really said I'm going to go into it. So the name is Tevis Backwards. As you all may know, Oprah had Harpo Studios, which Harpo is Oprah backwards, right? So I was like, well, that is her dream. That is her wish. Maybe I can get some of that luck, some of them blessings that she got, right? I'm going to claim it. She has her story. I'm going to have mine, but I'm going to go ahead and put this name backwards, right? And plus, I'm not creative like that. So I was like, that's easy. It makes sense. So that's where the name came from. That's where the name came from.
Beautiful.
Wow. Okay, I got to ask one more question. I know I'm
Mhm.
jumping in here. I'm gonna let them jump in next. Both of your stories are so amazing. It's so many businesses that were birthed during the pandemic. So many entrepreneurs. So many people who came out. But it's a lot of people who kind of lost momentum.
Mhm.
And it seems like after the pandemic, you had encouragement from your boss and people around you was like, okay, come on, you got to go ahead and get this started.
Right.
And now in 2022, you're looking like, okay, we full stream, we full stream. How did it feel getting your first client?
Good one.
So, you guys understand the world that we live in. And although I helped open many childcare programs, I know many directors, right? Educators. But there's only going to be a certain population that's going to be for you, right? That's going to support you. And my people have came out for me. My people have came out for me. So a blessing that a lot of my clients do look like us, but I would like to build relationships with the ones that don't also. But you got to give me a chance. You all know my quality, like you all, other programs and committees that I currently sit on, in the early child care world, you all trust me to be in these spaces with you guys. So trust me to be in a more personable space with you, right? So, I've had, so having that first client she is a beautiful person. And I've seen her, I met her when she opened up her first center. I was her program evaluator. And then she went from renting she went from her home, from a center, and now she's January 1 of this year, she broke grounds on her very own building. And I was there to speak for her, right? Speak on her behalf. And she has trusted me to coach, train, and consult her and her team, right? A blessing. So she is probably my number one client, but she's a confidant also to me. And because of her too, I've gotten other clients, right? She spoke up for me in different areas and spaces that we've been in, but because they may not always look like us, the ball will get dropped somewhere, So when she showed me that she trusted me to lead and guide what she has, which is a major blessing, it was a true feel-good feeling. It still gives me butterflies to talk about it. It's truly a feel-good feeling, for sure.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Well, I just want to commend you for the journey and for everything that you're doing, because, as I'm listening to you and I'm hearing you tell your story of how you come about to where you are right now, that's one of the things that myself and the ladies, we've been kind of talking about and hitting on in different ways over the weekend, as well as how God is causing his people to kind of branch out into the marketplace in different arenas and doing the very thing that they've been called to do. And I heard you share about how when you first got into this, like you said, you didn't really want to go there. That wasn't your thoughts to go down that path, but that's how you know it's God.
Right.
And not only that, just hearing you share, I can tell that you're a trailblazer. Like I think we talk about all this weekend, because who would have thought? I'm sure you're probably like, I would have never thought. You were debating whether you wanted to do it yourself. You're just with you, and here you are leading others down that path and leading others and showing them the way. And so that's how you know it's really what God has placed on the inside of you. What you've been purposed to do. So that's an amazing testimony to have come to where you are. Just taking that leap of faith and trusting God, and look what God, look what He did.
Right, for sure.
So I guess that kind of leads into one of the questions we have. Just even sharing or thinking about that and knowing the work that you are doing, what is it that you expect or you desire to see as the outcome of those that you're working with, your clients and so forth? Like, is there a desire or a desired end result as what you're looking to accomplish with them?
So typically our first two conversations, we set goals, right? We set goals. One of the big questions, and it's a hard question that a lot of business owners or people don't really ask themselves, is what is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing this, right? Why are you doing this? So that is a conversation that may take weeks, may take days. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the person, or just like a lot of people don't think about that. What is my why, right? And if they think about it, it's like underdeveloped and they've never just put it on paper, right? So the outcome would be whatever the goals at the beginning is that they set for themselves, that we conquer all of them, or at least most of them, and that they will continue to utilize the tools that we created together for them to become successful. Because to me, a true coach is your partner. It's not your therapist. It's not your, counselor. You're not even your consultant, right? It is truly your think partner, right? So you are an expert at your own life. And I am here just to kind of ask these higher questions, these different questions that you may not have thought about. And when I see that you get those moments, those aha moments, I'm like, I thought about that, but I didn't really. And see that they're answering them themselves, to me, that that warms my heart, right? So just hoping that they have gained something from the experience, but more than anything, that they are conquering their goals. They're checking off their, things that can be checked off their list, and any goals that they've set forward, they are moving, they are moving forward with, for sure.
Indeed, indeed. And just a little spin off of that question, if you don't mind, because I know with those that you serve and those that you do help, and like you said, even you striving for these goals with them, but it seems like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because if you're not, I would definitely love for you to share more, but with what you do, is it specifically just geared towards people who are pursuing paths and things dealing with the education, or like you said, childcare, or do you kind of tap in other arenas as well?
Yeah, I have worked with people who are in the process of opening clubs. A lady that has worked she wanted to be a eyelash tech, so she was working in salons, kind of wanted to step out and do her own. I've worked with mothers who have children and just need support and guidance in maybe conversation with their children, right? Social emotional well-being is so important for our parents, for our children, for our educators. So I talk to anybody. My wheelhouse, my strength is, yes, in education, but organization leadership just as a whole, leadership development and organizational development, I said put those together, are like my strengths as well. So not just in the education, but just kind of open for anybody, for sure.
I love it. And listen, I'm trying to tell you, I hope our viewers, those who are tuning in, or those who will be catching this, these are the kind of people that you want to connect with, that you want to join forces with, because I'm telling you, in this season, this space that we're in, with the things that God is doing, you need those type of individuals around you, or just that you can have access to, so that you can connect with them and they can be able to stir up the gifts in you. They can help pull things out of you, because God's doing some amazing things, and he's blessed people like Tevis and others, even many of us on the show here. You got Andrea, she's our purpose pusher. there are different gifts and abilities in these ladies, and I'm so blessed to even know that. Look what God is doing to his women and his daughters. I think I was hearing Sarah Jake. She said I don't know if y'all seen her clips that she got going on her conference she got coming this coming year. But she said God is raising up the daughters. I know we hear, God, he doing it in his men too, and raising his soul. But listen, us women is coming forth. Women, God's really stepping out and doing some great things. And so it's a beautiful thing to hear stories and testimonies, and just, just what all Tevis is doing, and just what God is doing in the lives of his people, because it's a blessing and it's so needed in this time. People who can be able to help pull people to where they're trying to get, so they can flourish and do the things that God's called them to do. So listen, I love it. I love it. This stuff kind of just stirs me up, gets me excited.
Thank you.
Love it.
So I'll go ahead. I want to add to that list that Janice said, but it's also, I know Tevis for myself, but it's also important to have people who kind of call you out when you that's not the way you need to go. That's important. Somebody to challenge you in the right way, or say, hey, that's not what you need to be doing. That's important too.
Accountability person, for sure.
Yeah. So I'll go with the next question. In starting your business, and even while in your business, what are some of the areas that you've experienced that maybe popped up that that were kind of hurdles, or you didn't expect?
Probably.
Oh, look, we already got a new referral. Sorry. Somebody put it in the chat. That's the Lord coming through, right?
For sure. Probably. So what are some of the struggles in education? Is that what you're asking, the education?
Well, no, just the challenges that you experience, starting your business, or coaching, or, while you're with the person, what are some of the experiences that have been kind of hard to overcome, or been a challenge for you?
Follow through is hard for me. People that don't follow through. My time is precious. And I hate to say that, but my time is precious, right? And why would you want to waste your money? You know what I'm saying? So for people that drag their feet, that's a challenge for me. I've had to learn how to shift those conversations, maybe help them with other tasks or other ways to complete tasks. And it's a challenge, and not so much in a bad way, but just when you have people that talk it, but they may be afraid to walk it, or don't know how to walk it, then it brings out a different, maybe coaching tool that I don't always have to utilize, right? So maybe working with people that talk it but not necessarily walk it. One may say, well, they paying you, why are you complaining? Well, I'm not complaining, but I still want them to get it. I don't want to take anybody's money. My hope is for you to be the very best version of yourself and for you to do exactly what your heart desires, right? Nothing is perfect. We're going to have bumps in the road, but still. So maybe that, and then probably just the marketing piece, right? Because it takes a different wheelhouse. And honestly, this year is I did very light marketing, and y'all, something's tickling my nose.
It's okay. It's all right.
I did very light marketing in 2021. This year, I stepped out way more, but that's because I totally want to utilize the money I get from my business for my business, right? And so I needed to somebody said, you gotta put money in to get money out, right? And I'm like, no, why am I just sitting on it, right? So the marketing piece and advertising, and it was probably just a security blanket for me to have the money over there, right? Just security blanket, but I knew that I needed to step out some more. And I have had wonderful people I've met wonderful people that's just helped with marketing by way of my flyers and advertising. A wonderful person, did not have to. And he just said, well, like, let me help you do this. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, God has blessed me. I want to bless you. And I'm like, won't he do it? So that has been a blessing in itself, right? Just meeting people that see me, that see my heart, right? That knows and understands what my mission is and wants to support that. So it hasn't been as bad as I thought it would be, but it does take a different energy, after, single mom, active teen, and working a full-time job and still having time. My coworkers get on me sometimes because they're like, when do you rest? When I can, you know what I'm saying? I promise if I can't, I won't. I do know how to say no, right? But I have to put time in my business. You know what I'm saying? I really have to find time to do that. So probably those things as a whole. But as far as really working with my clients and the people that it's really just trying to get the clientele, really just get myself out there to gain the clientele will probably be the biggest challenge. But
So what I hear you saying is you kind of use the extra tool on yourself. You said, if I want to do this, I got to lay it down and just go on in, right?
That's right.
But it all worked out because the Lord provided you people to help you with with what you needed. So that's awesome.
That's true. That's true.
I want to say one quick thing, because if anybody's out there looking for a coach, she is the one that you want to get. Any coach that's going to say, I don't just want your money, I want to see you succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
That right there is the coach that you want. Because it is a lot of people out here that don't care if you don't follow through, and they take your money because you are not following through and you just want to just basically throw your money away. So this is the type of person that I would say yes to, because he is not just looking for your investment, but he's also doing the long-term work and looking at your goal and trying to see, okay, are you meeting your goal? Are you following through with your goal? Have I helped you? That's the coach you want. Okay, Jessica, I just have to say that.
Thank you.
That's true. I mean, she's saying, you invest in me, I'm going to invest in you.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you want. That's the kind of people you want in your life, because that's what relationships are, is you put in, they put in, both of you should get something out of it.
That's right. That's right.
Kind of like you get out of it what you put in, basically.
That's right. That's it. So don't say Tevin didn't help, honey. I was trying to help you now. You wasn't giving like you should have. So yeah, that is a fact. That's a fact. I was trying. Well, my grandmother used to always say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it, right?
Right, exactly. And you seem pretty down to earth and outspoken and not gonna stray anyone into the wrong direction if they need to be checked. And I like that from what I'm hearing from you, that you're gonna let someone know, okay, you got to pull your weight too, because I can't do it all for you, right? And
Mhm.
so I just wanted to go into my next question, because while I muted, I keep going in and out. So before I lose you again, I do have a question. So
Okay.
what advice would you have for anyone that's trying to get into your line of business? How can they go about getting started? I know it's your purpose. It's definitely your purpose and your
Right.
passion. And your
Mhm.
passion. But you
Mhm.
know, for some people that sit there like you and finally figured, okay, this is what I want to do, what advice do you have for them that's trying to get into your line of business?
Yeah. So I have three mottos. One is having a growth mindset, always being open and willing to learn, move forward with what you want to do, right? Research it, study it, pray about it, whatever your spiritual connection is with whomever, seek that advice, right? Gain understanding of what it is, what the difference is between a coach, a counselor, and a therapist. Make sure you're clear on that. Find a degree program or a certification program that is strong and speaks towards what you want to do, and make sure the credentials are legit, and make it happen. And my third quote is or motto is open hearts, open minds, and opens doors, right? So as long as your heart is open, your mind is going to be open, and the doors will open for you, right? So that would be what I would say to them, for sure.
Thank
Love.
you. And I,
You're
I do have a off topic, but it's not off topic, but it wasn't on the list, but I do have a question for you, because I didn't know that you were still juggling a full-time job
Yeah,
as
I
well.
am.
So my
Mm-hmm.
question from hearing that it for you is, where do you find the drive on a day-to-day basis to balance and juggle
Good
the
one.
both of those, your purpose, your passion, your business, your calling,
Yeah.
and still stay afloat? Because I also heard you say, if people always ask you, when do you find time? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would like to know, where do you find the drive to remain in a healthy balance with doing both?
Mm.
That's good. That's good.
And let's not forget a 15-year-old teenager, right? And a girl child.
Being a mommy.
Bless
So
your heart.
that's a whole other job in itself, right? God's grace and mercy. I
It would
mean,
do it.
it makes me get teary-eyed, because sometimes I wonder myself, how am I able to do it? But God's grace and mercy is definitely carrying me through. Like, again, I know how to say no. And if it's too much, or if I can't, I'll say that. And it's so funny, because if my coworkers don't hear from me, because I'm that person that y'all may get an early morning text or message on Teams on Saturday morning, late Sunday night, like they know. And then one weekend they didn't hear from me, and they all text and calling me, "Are you good? What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm good. Y'all tell me to take a break. I'm taking a break, and now y'all worried about me." You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But honestly, I love that. I love that my team loves me. And let me tell you, when I say my main job is so non-traditional, it is non-traditional. We have Wellness Wednesdays. So we can work from home. We work from home most of the time anyway, kind of back and forth. We can work from home. We try to intentionally not to schedule meetings on Friday unless we absolutely have to. We have time off that is paid whenever we want it, right? We don't have to, we let our team know we're going to take off. But if you need a week for mental health, or just to take some time, then you can do that, right? And we have a good team of people. Nobody takes it for granted, but I think having this job has allowed me to still be able to capitalize on my business, because if I was still in the classroom, or if I still work for the state, I can't say that I would have the energy or the time, because sometimes
You
I
wouldn't
feel
have the time.
right.
Just because I know for the state, I know she wouldn't have the time, because they gonna take it all.
I already know. I feel sometimes that I'm not working enough for my main job, right? Because I've been worked so hard all my life, because that's what jobs do. They work you hard, right? So God's grace and mercy, working for a wonderful company that I work for, and just I'm a time manager, right? I'm a planner, I'm a time manager. So all of those things come into play. I don't feel overwhelmed or overworked. I don't feel overtired. My baby, she is respectful for this. I mean, she may have games or she may have to stay after school late. I'm sitting in the parking structure waiting for her working, right? Just because I don't want to come all the way home. So I make it work. I just make it work, even if it's just sitting in the car reading or responding to emails while she's doing what she needs to do. So I don't have to waste gas. So I just make it work. I just make it work. And it hasn't been too much so far. It hasn't been too much so far.
Oh my
So
gosh. I love that your job has a wellness Wednesday. That right there, I think should be implemented on every
Yes.
Right.
corporation,
That.
Right.
every single state,
Yeah.
local, city,
Yeah.
you know,
Everybody.
that Wellness Wednesday, I think even with entrepreneurs, implementing it for your businesses. So if we have any entrepreneurs on the line, I know that, there's a grind, but there also is that time that we need our wellness.
Mhm.
Yes.
Again, I cannot say thank you enough for the information that you have given us. And I wanted to ask you, as you go further in your corporation and and yes, I did say corporation, as
Thank
you go
you.
further, in that and as you build, where do you see yourself within maybe like 5 years?
Oh,
A good one.
woo. I love my main job a lot. And I can't even say that even if this job even if my business is paying me equal and or the same as my main job, I can't say that I'll pull away from it because I love it so much, right? But in 5 years, I definitely hope to have a consistent flow of clients in Tennessee, but in the surrounding states for sure. For coaching and consulting, I'm hoping to start doing more motivational speaking and speaking arrangement to educators at different conventions and different opportunities. I've spoke to some college classes that are, early child care classes where I've known those professors. I've spoken to some of them. I want to capitalize on getting teachers before they get into the classroom or get into the early child care environment. So I would like that. Of course, I would like to have a certain dollar amount by that time. But more than anything, I want to have a name to where people know and reach out to me. Hopefully one day I'll have my own podcast where I can give these nuggets and interview beautiful people like yourselves and all of that. So, if I had to just narrow it down in 5 years, I would like my name to be out there more. And I would like to have a more consistent flow of clients that is coming from the word of mouth versus me having to advertise myself to death. Right. And having a podcast and be able to speak at different institutes and different education programs.
Well, as the person I know you as, that will be in 5 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I want to say, with a team, a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we forget that you can hire marketing executives.
We can.
You can hire social media.
And hopefully I'll be able to do that
managers.
in time, right? In time, I hope to
Yes.
for sure.
But
That would
see,
be easy.
one reason why I ask that question is because a lot of times when we don't speak certain things, we can't see certain things.
That's right.
So the moment that we begin to speak these things and then even think about them, they begin to come into fruition because I believe there's angels on assignments looking for our words, especially when it's something that God has ordained and something that God has birthed into you.
That's right.
All the angels doing, looking, okay, what can I do to help her? Okay, what did she say? What did she say she wanted next? Okay, what did she say she wanted to do next? Okay, what did she say she needed? So I say writing that 5-year plan out, go ahead and get your whole team. If you want somebody to be your intake person, somebody to be have your own, like I said, the corporation, so have your own management facility. Do it all, girl. Do it all. So yes, write the vision, make it plain. Like again, I can't say how excited I am to see the fruit of everything that you're going to continue to do, and even excited about your client. That was such a great testimonial, and getting that on video. is another good marketing tool.
And can I just do a shameless plug right now? We got another coach on the line who is a fabulous marketer. Like the stuff she comes up with. I don't know where she's at. She's over on this side on my screen. So I'm gonna point her out. So,
Listen,
that's a whole nother market right there.
Thank you.
And even what you mentioned in that, Jessica, that's why everything that Tempest has been sharing has been just so exciting. And I just love hearing it because, just even hearing her story and her journey, it's like looking in the mirror, because so many people nowadays, like, I really do think that that's something that God has been doing in this season. Like, people are flowing in these out of the box ways of doing what they do, and I don't know about everybody else, but those of you who are viewing, let this be a motivation and an encouragement for you to launch out and do what God is, because sometimes I know, there are still those who are still bound to, what they're used to seeing, but you have to think outside of the box, even when it comes down to how you go forward with what you feel that you've been purposed or called to do. Look what Tempest shared. She shared about how, she had to research. I tell people all the time, it's not even always about you having all of the answers.
Right.
Listen, we are in an information era where what you don't know, it's never mad about you saying, I don't know.
Right.
Go find out. You can ask somebody, you can go on Google. I will get on the phone quick. I'll call an agency up, I'll call a company, and I'll ask questions, research, and you'll be surprised at the things that you're able to find yourself knowing how to do and learning how to do. And even like Andrea just shared, even if you ever come across something that you don't know how to do, there are others out there who know how to do it.
For sure.
And so listen, I love it. I'm loving every single bit of it.
Yes, thank you.
My pastor says, staff your weaknesses. Staff your weaknesses.
That's right. Me and one of my friends was talking about that this week. Like, in his next journey, he was just like, I want to make sure that I have people in place for this, and that, because although I can do a lot, there's some people out there that can do things a little bit better than me. So I need to just allow them to do that for sure. Right. So a great team, a great leader allows the people that he's entrusted to truly lead in those areas. And it's okay. Right. Because I trusted you for a reason. So let you do your job. Right. So I agree with that for sure.
I think that's why a lot of people don't want to invite people in, because they feel like you're going to take over. And so, but like you said, if they're good at it, that's why you invite them in the first place.
Right,
exactly. As long as they support your vision, let them do what they do,
For sure.
And to add to that, in this space, I it's something I've never really, to be honest, fully understand the whole concept of, just the fear of working with people, what I'm saying, in any capacity, as long as there's something that's beneficial and it's a healthy working environment, because, we've, as people, that's why I love this platform that God has brought together and what God is doing here, because, being able to come together with beautiful, God-fearing women, doing things, and we're all, bosses, and we're all, kingdom women doing what we do in our own rights, but the beautiful thing about it is that, we can stand confidently in our own lane, but also know how to merge and collaborate with others and not feel intimidated or put off or anything of the sort, because at the end of the day, even when we do things that might be slightly similar, I tell people all the time, listen, like example, one of the things I do design, graphic design and things, but I tell people all the time, there's no one same graphic designer out there. One person's style is different from the next person's style. And that's the same thing in anything. Like even when it comes down to coaching and coaching, people, I have many people that I've connected with over the course of my, just journey and learning and growing and evolving, and so you don't even have to feel limited and restricted to no one person, because you might have one coach that's going to pull and harness certain things out of you, and you might have a whole nother coach that's going to come from a different perspective.
That's right.
To other things. And so it's not about competition, it's all about collaboration.
That's right.
And about coming and joining forces. Even the scripture says that God loves when he sees people dwelling together in unity, because what one of us can do, many of us could do it better,
Right.
Come together. Kind of reminds you that whole, Tower of Babel thing, even though Tower of Babel wasn't God's plan, But you know, when he saw that, he looked down, he said, man, these people are on one accord.
Mhm.
Nothing will be impossible to them, you know?
Right.
And so
right.
we have to get out of this mindset of, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, Jessica, oh, I don't want them to come in my space because they may take over. Nobody can take over what God's called you to.
That's
Nobody
right.
can do what God's called you to
Right.
do. You know, that's something that you've been called to do. The only time somebody can take your position is if you give it up.
Right.
Or
That's
is if you don't fulfill it, you know, if you bury your
Mhm.
talents and you don't do it, because obviously the show has to go forward and God's going to get his will accomplished in there. But if you're doing what God's called you to do, even if it's a little bit, you
Right.
know, like doing it at its all full capacity. If you're trying, listen,
Mhm.
he's gonna see you through, and he's gonna help bring others into your circle. That iron sharpening iron, you know. And so
Right.
I love it. I
Right.
love this type of thing.
That's great. That's
Don't get her started.
I love it. That's real. That's real. I love it for sure.
Yes, love it. And so, did we have any other questions that we missed?
Well, how can we find you, Tevis? Where
Yeah.
can we find you at?
So you can I have a website. It is actually kind of being updated. But it is www.SavetEmpowermentLLC.com. I have an IG page that is Savet Empowerment Coaching and Facebook as well. And then my email is tevis.haney@gmail.com, and it'll have my numbers and ways to contact me those ways.
Love it.
Awesome.
Well, you know,
Awesome. This has been amazing. I am so excited about everything that you have going on, excited about everything that you're doing. And we're looking forward to that 5-year goal plan and looking forward to the angels coming in and picking up your words and literally putting what you have said that you wanted into action. As you go forth, I pray nothing but blessings over you and your beautiful daughter. I am so excited to see kingdom entrepreneurs being launched, and not just being launched, but also taking their rightful position in the marketplace.
Thank you. I receive all of those blessings. I truly receive.
And her daughter's her twin too. They look
Ah.
just like.
She definitely is. She definitely is.
Listen. And so we're actually kind of coming to, wrapping things up with our show. We actually do have one, sisters, y'all. We're gonna actually bring our brother. Brother, where you at, James? Where you at? Let's bring him back up on the screen because he actually.
So my sisters already know I am full of surprises at all times. They never know when I'm gonna pop out with a surprise. At any time I'm known to do it. And I have a couple of surprises up my sleeve on tonight. One that a few of my sisters know about, and one that a few of them don't, that none of them know about. So we'll start with first off, let it be known that I really enjoyed this interview with Miss Tevis tonight. She really killed it. And what I love about her is she is the same on screen as she is off screen. Like when we first met each other, it was funny. We met each other through The Godly View, preparing for the show that she was supposed to be on at one point. We met each other doing a test one for the show, and as soon as we meet each other, she goes, "You know my grandfather." From that moment on, we was like immediately connected and built a bond, built a friendship, built a kinship, and also just a quickly, she announced about she would love to start a podcast, but starting in December, starting in December, on the first Mondays and the third Mondays of December, you will be able to catch her on We'll Talk Monday as a co-host of We'll Talk Monday. She is one of our co-hosts for We'll Talk Monday. That is starting in December, and we are excited.
Love it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for sure.
Beautiful.
Yes, and we appreciate you. And also, as my sister said, they went to the Spin Awards on last weekend.
Yeah.
And they did amazing. I was sitting here thinking today, Janine and I was talking, and we are in season number 6, and we are in 46 episodes of the whole show. And within season number 6, year number 2, 46 episodes, these ladies went and finished in the top 5. Top 5. Top 5 for podcasters of the year. Top 5, you all. And not only did they do that, but they went and killed it on the red carpet doing interviews. And this photo was sent to me by a dear friend of mine. And she was talking about how amazing the sisters did on their interview. So much to the point that at this time, without any further ado, what I want to do at this time is bring up Miss Lynn White to brag on our sisters about how they did.
Hello, ladies.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm working. I just was doing some
Thank
media
you so
stuff,
much for
but
coming.
I had to jump on and tell you all what an amazing job you all did on the red carpet. You all represented well. That was one of the best interviews that I had on the red carpet.
Wow.
Yeah, well, awesome.
Love
We
it.
appreciate you so much. When James sent me that picture, I was like, how you get that?
And if you go to my page, the whole actual interview is on there. So
Oh,
yes, I've shared it to the Spin Awards. So hopefully it'll be highlighted. Actually the Spin Awards I think airs on the
November.
20
Yeah.
yes. So and hopefully that footage gets put in there because what an amazing interview.
That's pretty
wow.
awesome.
Let me brag
We
on
appreciate you.
Let me brag on Miss Lynn White real quick, Lady Lynn, because unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, I was unable to attend the Spin Awards with my sisters on this weekend. But on last weekend. But what I love about my sister, Lady Lynn, is when I hit her up, I got her in contact with Coach Lamb, Coach Janine, just in case the ladies ran into any issues while they was on the red carpet. I wanted them to be taken care of. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt that my sister, Miss Lynn White, would definitely take care of them the way that I would. And
Well, James, I just got to interject and say, listen, they ain't need my help. They did they thing. Listen, when I tell you, and I say this because I've attended all 6 Spin Awards since the
Wow.
intuition of the Spin Awards, and that's the biggest red carpet that they've had thus far out of the
Wow.
6 years. And for you all to get out there and work, and it was cold, James. We was trying to be cute, but it was
Well,
cold.
God placed us near the heater, so that
Yes.
was a blessing.
And listen, like I said, when I got to you, the lines was just overwhelming for the red carpet. And when I got, they were representing, they were looking good. They were regal. They did their thing.
Love it.
so
Listen, when I tell you, when I interviewed you, I will say that we had, when you're on the red carpet, I don't know if y'all ever been on the red carpet, but when you're on the red carpet, they're trying to fresh you, they're trying to speed you up.
Bad.
But one thing I can say about your personality, you are so engaging. And it just made me want to keep on talking to you. And I didn't want to stop. One
I
of my
remember her
favorite interviews was with you. And I was telling Denise, I was like, man, I should have did this sooner. But it was you that really made the interviewing like easy. Like, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. With James, I'm still in shock when James sent the picture. I'm still in shock today.
And you can tell I was enjoying that interview because I was all reared back.
yes.
But thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming on because we know your time is valuable and precious. So we cannot say thank you enough, and we can't wait to see you at the next Spin Award.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen,
I'm looking for greater things for you all. Besides the Spin Awards, I'm looking for the Stella Awards
Come
because
on, Stella.
listen, you you have not because you ask not, and so
That's
y'all
right.
speak that into your lives. That's what I said.
Amen.
You all represented. Listen, like I said, it was one of the better interviews on that carpet and made me want to speak and engage. And, it wasn't just, who is this? And what, it was an engaging conversation. And I'm just forever grateful for that.
Love it.
So,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
we thank you, sis, for coming on.
Yes.
This is one of my sisters for life. I absolutely love her and I appreciate her. Not only does she do a lot for the Godly View as far as coming on here and surprising you all, but she walks with me hard too, because a lot of the things that's going on with World Talk Monday wouldn't have happened without this woman right down here. So I appreciate her and I will forever be indebted to her.
Listen, I just want to speak greatness into you all's lives and know that no matter how the road gets, and it's not easy, the industry will chew you up and spit you out. But you all keep pressing forward and keep God first. And I'm looking for greater things coming from you all.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
love you, sis.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
And now
That was awesome.
We got one more surprise that we got up our sleeve. And, as we were scrolling through Facebook a couple of days ago, I noticed that one of our dear sisters of the soul had a birthday. I mean, so, it wouldn't be the Godly View celebration without celebrating our dear sister, our neighborhood therapist, Miss Jessica.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So at this time, I'm gonna let the sisters pour into you, and I'll go last.
Well, I'll go first. Listen, Jessica, coming into this space and getting to know you. First of all, I knew that if James, had brought you into this space with us, that you were going to be a jewel, and you are. Like, I know coming in this and starting this journey with you, you were a little more reserved, and you were like, listen. But when I tell you, you came into this full speed more than what you thought, and you've been just amazing from start since meeting you. And so I thank God for the connection. I thank God for getting to know you, and even for being able to meet you this past weekend, because it's all like kindred spirits, it's like, man, like we all gel so beautifully. And so it's a blessing to know women like you, because like I said, I don't take that type of thing for granted. You have that positive energy and that positive just personality in your space, understanding, wise. I mean, just listen, Jessica is a blessing. And so I thank God for you daily. I thank God for all the ladies. But like I said, to have you, it wouldn't be the same without you. And so I thank God for you. And I pray that you enjoy your day, your birthday that just passed. And I also pray that God continues to pour into you and to bless you in the years to come. Because this is only the beginning. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen
thank
nothing
you.
yet.
I tell you, she was one of the ones that pushed me to do an interview. I was like, well, everybody did one. I guess I got to do one. I really did not want to do those interviews, guys, because I was just like, but they stuck with me.
So you did amazing.
Thank y'all for always pushing me to do something that's outside of because that was, I like to talk to people, but being recorded while doing it is different, I guess. But yeah,
you are awesome.
We just want to say, J is for the joy you bring to us. E is for the excitement that we get when we get to see how awesome God has literally allowed you to evolve. There has been an evolution of who Jessica has become. S is for the supernatural anointing that you have on your whole being. Another S is for the super. We're going to put some super on that super. The super. I got to say it one more time, y'all. Super encourager that you are. Just an amazing gift to the body of Christ and to my life. I'll make it personal. To my life. And the I is for the intelligent and just the integrity that you walk in, such an amazing anointing. The C is for the courage that you even walk in, and being a single mother, and with everything that you have triumphed over, the things that God has allowed you to walk out of and to walk into, the victories that you have literally overcome because of the courage that you have, all of the great accolades and the new degree. Come on. And the house and the home, so much in this year, so much that God has done for you. We are so excited to be along this ride with you for all of your achievements. You, Jessica, are a true class act. You are a true lady. You are just an amazing, amazing individual. And I cannot say thank James enough for allowing me the opportunity to meet you here on the Godly View.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate it.
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Has everybody said something?
It's on you, Daisy. Well, I think her audio. Yeah, it's on you, Daisy.
Can she hear us?
Yeah. No, we can't hear you, sis. We can't hear you. So, Tevis, we'll let you go, and then we'll bring it back to Daisy.
So Jessica and I have known each other for so long, and I think she's closer to or the same age as my little brother, so that's about 10 years younger than me, telling my age here. But even the first time I met Jessica, she's just always had a sweet spirit, a sweet energy. But when I truly got to know Jessica last year when we went to Miami, and she stayed overnight here with me at my house in Nashville, and we flew out together. Mm-hmm. And we truly she laid on my floor in my room, and we talked like girlfriends do back in the day when you're young. And I truly got to know her a whole lot better. And she's just a beautiful person, a wonderful, wonderful person, very kind-hearted, a person that I would travel with again, Jessica. And,
well, come on.
And able to talk about, share the similarities and, being single moms and, the struggles, but also the blessings in raising teenagers, from the clothes, the way they talk, to taking the pictures and everything, right? So we were just able to really share and pour into each other just in a wide aspect that we've never really had time to do, because typically we are in group with our other sisters. So I was just really appreciative of Jessica. And I don't know that I really shared that with you then, but in those moments, that time that I was able to spend with you, us alone, it meant a lot. And your heart is just very sweet and special. So I appreciate that. I wish you a very, very happy, blessed birthday that is filled with an abundance of love, peace, and joy, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Amen. Well, I enjoyed that time too, because I am more a one-on-one person. Like when we're in groups, I just kind of try to just, I feel in the spot, because there's usually a lot more bigger personalities than me.
Right, exactly.
So I'm just chilling. But yeah, I enjoyed our getting to know you more personally as well too.
For sure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I think we got our sister Daisy back.
Can you all hear me?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. We got you now.
Okay. Oh goodness! Just so I can say happy birthday to my sister.
Oh, thank you.
So where do I start off? So when we first started the show, Jessica and I were more the reserved people in the bunch, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember her and I finding that out when we found out through James who the crew was going to be. And on our meeting, we found out that her and I are a lot more reserved. And to see her light shine through in such a way where she came into, though she was so shy and reserved, she allowed the growth to burst through her. And she came with such an open mind to grow, and not knowing that she's growing as she's allowing herself. And I know at times like she may like pull back a little, but she still lets go, like when we were at the Spin Awards. And I like that about her, how again at the Spin Awards, her and I were just like, no, you and Andrea Janine can go ahead and have the mic. And then towards the end, she allowed herself, and though she may have not been fully comfortable because that's not her setting, she didn't allow herself to not do it or allow herself to completely leave and give up. And I admire that about her, and I admire that more than she probably knows, and now she knows. I just want to tell a little story on Jessica. Was there for me when I lost my grandfather recently. And a lot of people that I thought would have been there for me, even though I may not have given her much feedback because I was such in a place where I was hurt, she still will hop in. And this girl don't have my number yet, but she will still drop something every other morning or every morning in my inbox when she found out I was in such a dark place. And she just keeps evolving and allowing her light. She, how you meet some people and you just get a genuine spirit from them, that there's no shade or it's hard meeting women where you can fully trust and you can turn your back and know that there's no shade in their well-being. That's Jessica. Like, I automatically met her and was like, this girl, I feel like I've known her a long time, and she's just so warm and reserved, but still shows her light. And I love that about her. Like, I prayed that God connects me with people like that, because you can trust them with your darkest thing. And unless you tell the people, she's not going to share it no matter what. And I get that from her. I don't know if that's the person she is, but I get that from her. Okay, I really do get that genuine, no shade, no nothing, animosity, no bad vibe, no drama. And I love her aura and her spirit. Her daughter is just like her. Can I just brag on her? Like,
you better brag, Daisy.
Come on, Daisy. Brag on her. She deserves it.
Listen, she does. You're doing an amazing job as a mother. Let me tell you, that your daughter is a clone of you. And for you to be a single mom, don't ever doubt or question yourself that you're not doing a good job. I'm here to enforce and reassure you that you are doing an amazing job. She is well-mannered, well-behaved, and such a soul like you, just such a spirit and a light. Yeah. Okay, so I can keep going on and on. I love you, Jessica, more than you probably know, because I'm shy and reserve myself. But since we're showering you today, I want to let you know that I appreciate the little things that you do. It means big to me, and it makes an impact on my healing process. The therapist in you definitely shows when it needs to show. And continue to shine bright. Continue to let God work through you and make you into a bold woman that he knows that you can be. All right? I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate all that. And I receive all. Thank you.
So for me, I guess I'll close it out. For me, Jessica, I've known her for a while. And when I met her, never knew that we would be working together in this space. Never had any intentions of working together in this type of space. But I know that when God gave me this vision to start this platform such as this show such as this, he gave me the names of the women that was needed for this vision. And from day one, from season number 1, from episode 1, Jessica Rogers has been in here and has been killing it. She said in the beginning, I don't know much about this. I don't know much about that. I don't know much about this. This girl has went from the Godly View to going on the Share Shoot with Pastor Persephone Sonia to going on to doing guest spots on many of Andrea's platforms, to go on to do guest spots on many of Dr. Kim's platforms, to go on to do guest spots on many other podcasts. And it's all because of something that the ladies and I was talking about on yesterday. We was talking yesterday, and one thing I can say about our group chat, y'all, if I could just screen record our group chat, like, we will go from joking 1 minute, clowning around 1 minute, to straight up having shirts the next minute. Within 2 seconds, somebody can say something and it will turn into a straight up search service within 2 seconds. And one thing that our sister Andrea said on yesterday, which was so powerful, was everyone that was selected was a God's pick, but it was up to them to say yes. And one thing that I can say is that my sisters, Jessica, Andrea, Daisy, and Janine Lamb, and our sister, Pastor Greer, I thank God that they said yes. Because as Lynn White said earlier, this is only the beginning. And there's no stopping us now. With this group of ladies that we have now, I don't see there being any stopping us. The sky is the limit to where God is going to take us. And we appreciate you, Jessica, in more ways than you know, because you bring to us that mental capability of being strong. And where Andrea, myself, Janine, and Daisy may be totally busy, you bring that complete calmness of, let's calm down, let's relax, you all, let's not stress out, let's relax. Where we are totally ready to flip out, you are that calmness.
Well, thank you.
Every show needs that calmness, and that's what you bring. And
well, thank you.
That.
She is always calm. Like,
she is. I ain't seen her flip out one time, not once.
If you ever see that, hey, you might need to call in the reinforcements, okay? Like, it's World War III of it here.
Right, well, it's the quiet ones we gotta watch, right? It's the quiet
exactly. So once again,
but yeah, like when James called me, I had already told the Lord that, you know, I felt like I had missed out on a lot of things when I previous years, and I said, okay, there's something that you want me to do that's going to advance me and help me be who you want me to be, then I'm going to say yes to it. So, and then James called me not to, like, probably the end of that month. I think it was the beginning of January, and I had said that, and then James called me at the end of the month, and I was like, okay, yes, I'll do it.
And these, I can honestly say, this group of ladies that we have right now, the Godly View would not be what the Godly View is without them. And I'll even take it a step further and say Reverend JC3 Ministries would not be what Reverend JC3 Ministries is without all of them, because they don't only help me out with the Godly View, but they help me out in life in general. And I will let this know now, as of this month, for the rest of this month, you all will not see me. I will be taking a sabbatical. I will be going off of air for a month. Y'all pray for me, but the ladies will still be coming on here and still doing what they do. And there's not many people that I would trust with my platform, but these ladies right here, I trust them and I celebrate them. So on tonight, I want them to know I love them and I appreciate them, and the sky is the limit to where we're going next.
Yeah. And I just want to say one more thing before we wrap up. Jessica, first, I didn't want to interrupt. Did you want to say anything before I say?
Oh, no, I would just say, like, I appreciate all the kind words. You know, I think I needed to hear those, you know, because I work in a field that you don't get a lot of people saying anything, or, you know, and just you have a team, like, they'll reaffirm you sometimes, but it's not often. so I think that helped me fill up my my feel good tank on tonight. So I appreciate everybody. Again, I am happy to be in this group of ladies, like even more so now since I met y'all, it's kind of like now I can really like when you do that, like, okay, yeah, I really, you know, I feel a little bit more connected. So I can't wait to our next big thing, our next meetup, all that stuff. So I'm very thankful, and I appreciate everything that you guys said, and I receive it, and I'm just excited to see what's next. And yeah.
Oh, listen, it's been beautiful. I wanted to say, I just wanted to send some love. I don't have any words to her because we know our sister Steph is in her time of resting. But send some love to you on her behalf as well, because we already know that if Steph was on here, she would have been showering you and just overflowing with love for you as well. Because it's just, we all have, like I said, that kindred spirit, and so we just love you, like I said, and even Pastor Steph, if you do see this replay, we do send our prayers and our love.
Yes, we love you.
And just listen, just keep doing what you're doing. Rest up and continue to just, like I said, let God rejuvenate your body. And listen. I love it. I love it. I just wanted to say that brief little thing. Yeah. Love to Steph.
So, in closing, you all, I appreciate you all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all again next season. These ladies will be back in a couple of weeks, but I'll see y'all again next season. And when I tell y'all before I leave out what these ladies got planned up their sleeve for next season, buckle up your seatbelts. Buckle up your seatbelts, because the takeoff is about to be real. The takeoff is about to be real, and let's just go and let's just enjoy what these ladies got planned. Love y'all.
I was supposed to say something.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you guys again. It was really nice, beautiful meeting you guys, and I wish you all abundance of peace and blessings and everything that you guys do. Keep shining your light, allowing it to shine, and be the very best versions of yourself. Thank you so much.
No problem. We love you, and we thank you for coming on as well. And as we close out, I think some of them were saying that they couldn't hear the theme song in the beginning, so we're gonna close it out with a little something like this.
Yeah, we're soul sisters together.